As much as we all love Ryanair, not everyone wants to have their landings look like, well, you know. You know. If you're watching this video, you probably know what I'm talking about. So here's my best tips on how to take your landing from this to this.
Ooh, it's so
smooth. Okay, so this is my first, tutorial video, I guess. Long form tutorial video, so I don't know what I'm doing, so just bear with me here. So all these tips should work in most flight simulator cases. I'm using X-Plane, but these tips should work in Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, if that's what you use, or Roblox Flight Simulator. I don't know about that, but yeah. So if you're using X-Plane, something I recommend to quickly practice a landing is to use this little click on your airport and then click on this little button that says started, blah blah blah, and then click a 3 nautical mile approach or a 10 nautical mile approach. Basically, what that will do is, okay, yeah, we gotta wait for X-Plane to load. So the first thing that you do when you load in is you're gonna want to basically align yourself with your surroundings. How high are you? Are you too high? Are you too low? You can find that by zooming in at the runway and then looking at these 4 little lights here. They're called the poppies. I don't know what they stand for, but 2 should be white and 2 should be red. We can see here that X-Plane decided to put us way too low, but ideally 2 of these should be white. And yeah, if more of them are, oh goodness, where are you going, mouse? Yeah, if more of them are red than white, then it means you're way too low, and if more of them are white than red, that means that you're too high. And we can see the runway straight up and down here. Oh gosh, where are you going? Okay, there we go. Like a pencil, that's great. If we start drifting, we're gonna want to recorrect it, which is pretty easy. Just make sure that you're using small corrections. You can really use either the rudder or the yoke, whichever one works. I usually use the yoke, honestly, but yeah, both work. All right, I'm just gonna try and, I guess, get high enough, because X-Plane, of course, decided to put me way too low. Plane, where are you going? Alright, insert elevator music here. Remember not to overcorrect yourself. If you're a little off center, like how I am right here, that's okay. You can just correct it later. You don't need to make a huge adjustment right now. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Alright, we're at a pretty good altitude now, so I'm going to decrease the throttle, add some flaps. Yeah, a good rule of thumb is to don't pitch the nose down to make you go faster. Or don't push the nose down to make you lose altitude, because that just makes you go faster. If you want to decrease your altitude, just decrease the throttle. Why are we staring at the ocean? Oh great, now we're way too high, okay. So if you find yourself too high, then you can just deploy the landing gear a little early. That just causes drag and makes you go slower and lower. And if you're really high, you can apply some speed brakes, because those slow down you a lot. Alright, we can see we're way off center here, so I'm just going to make a small little correction here. Just keep adjusting your speed brakes and your flaps and your throttle, just to make sure that you're neither too high or too low. If you find yourself a little bit low, that's okay, because coming in for a low approach can sometimes lead to smoother landings, just because you'll be having a slower rate of descent, but do what you want. If you want a better landing as per se, then just go at a normal glide slope. Alright, we're going to idle the throttle. Alright, and we're trying to touch down at those 2 little thingies there. I have no idea if you know what I'm talking about, but yeah. We're going to flare. And we appear to be floating a little bit, that's okay. Alright, boom! Alright, now I'm going to just apply the reverse thrust. Rudder to stay on the runway. That's not landing, that's flying parallel to the runway. Oh my. I don't like those dust clouds. Hey, was pretty good. Gotta love those dirt clouds, but that's okay. Yeah, that runway is really short too. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna try and land again at a longer runway. That's actually meant for commercial planes to land at. I'm also gonna change the livery. Vote for which airline I should do next. Oh, you can't? Oh, you're buried by the boundaries of time and space. Oh, that's just too bad. We're going with Delta. Oh my. Oh dear. Somehow this... Okay. Okay. Yeah, be wary. Sometimes airports do be like that. So make sure you check the runway first. Alright, much better. Okay. Gonna just set the throttle. And our flaps. Bad bing, bad boom. And we're way too low again. Thanks, X-Plane. I'm just gonna deploy our landing gear because I can. And just try and contain a consistent glide slope. Oh, I see why we're so low. My speed brakes are up. Alright, hopefully this is better. Oh my, oh dear. Why are we going up now? Okay. Hey, this looks pretty good. Alright, flare. Idle the throttle. Alright, reverse thrust. And parking brake just because I'm lazy and I don't want to skid down all that runway safely. Deploy the speed brakes and just ruddering around to get the right. Hey, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that sun. What a beautiful day. Okay. Let's look at the replay. Not bad. By the way, I'd like to take this time to point out that only 3% of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so feel free to give me a sub because it helps a lot and I'm trying to get to 1,000, so yeah. So if you find yourself having none of the tips I mentioned here work, then that's okay. Be patient with yourself, it just takes time. Remember, practice is key. Make sure you practice this often and at a lot of different airports, and look at other YouTube tutorials if this doesn't help. I do hope that these tips worked a little bit though. Also, let me know in the comments, should I keep doing these long form videos, or should I do more of these tutorial type videos, or should I stick with like short form? Yeah.